My beautiful souls, welcome into a daily read. Let's talk about Tuesday or thereabout. Let's do some shuffling. This is one of my nature oracle decks to begin for this upcoming Tuesday. Ooh, the beauty card, rainbow, as well as the sequoia tree, talking about balance. So it feels like this collective, throughout this Tuesday, maybe even surrounding it, you're finding that the beauty of life starts to become more and more obvious to you in small ways, maybe even in bigger ways. But it feels like there's a reminder coming through from Spirit throughout this day that beauty lies within everything, all right? Even within the perfections, even within the little struggles or obstacles. And it feels like it's a time to feel more balanced in regards to what's at hand, in regards to the way you're living, your day-to-day sort of routines and whatnot. But it also feels like there's a rebalancing of your individual energy, and that could be because of what's being, rebalanced and worked on outside of you. But it does feel like a time where Spirit's saying feeling all out of whack is just not it for you, right? And it shouldn't be. And so it's a Tuesday where Spirit is saying prepare for more beauty in your world and prepare for more balance within and outside of you. But let's move on to some Mystic Mondays. How much you have changed is taking a highlight as well. How much you've transformed, as I wouldn't be surprised if love or the potential of which, as well as your voice, is really epically taking a highlight throughout this Tuesday. It feels like something as well is blossoming really nicely for you. And there's also, I want to say, different levels of caring energy stemming from you, flowing towards you. There's also, somebody that you maybe are communicating with at a distance, or it could be in person, where they're dissatisfied in an extreme kind of way with a situation. And Spirit is saying, we've all been there. And so I honestly feel like you will be someone who is maybe divinely guided to speak with them for a sake of assistance and a change in their perspective and energy. But it just feels like you'll have the right wording while someone else maybe is making it worse or just isn't helping them. But yeah, to continue again, so that's part of how your voice is coming into play, but it could be through work, social media, that could be the same thing for you, maybe in regards to other people in your life. From the Mystic Mondays to continue for Tuesday. There's also a focus on your health, all right? Whether it's one, if not multiple forms of which. The Star card coming through in both ways. Okay, in reverse, it feels like there's a wish, a dream, a goal, maybe even a lack of healing that is yet to come to be. Maybe even feeling as if there are people in your midst or that you're meant to help that are very unhealed and maybe feeling a bit lost at this time is what I'm getting. But I do sense that in the upright, this is talking about, how you're actually, whether you want to admit it, realize it or not, you were in the midst of a dream come true. Whether it's because of that choice to move to a new place of residence, whether it's because of a career path that you have continued with or recently started, whether it's because of who you're dating or the people in your life otherwise. It could be where you're living. So apply it as you may. There's something about this being something over time that you've wanted, asked for, maybe even demanded. While I sense that there's sort of a thinking and a focusing upon at times what you have yet to achieve or acquire in a very grand sense within at least one aspect, one area of your life. But it feels like you're also being viewed at a very star-like energy, and people like what you have to offer. People like what you're putting out there into the universe. And there's just a shimmering sort of glowing, radiating vibe about you. Even I'm getting very specifically, there's something about your complexion of your skin that's really standing out to people. Okay, your energy is a huge part of this period, as I do feel like regardless of where you're out and about strutting your stuff or going to, or where you are, what you're doing, there's something about your energy drawing in people's attention in very satisfying, very eyes peeling kind of ways, or a kind of a light. You know what I mean? A bit distracted. The dog that I'm being drawn to look at in the background, I'm sure you saw strolled on by, giving me the message of your loyalty paying off. You're maybe feeling as if you don't have to be completely or at all loyal or fully committed to somebody else or a situation. You know, it's like you're keeping your options open. There's something about that, whether this is in dating, this is in work matters, it could be as far as where you're living. And I would not be surprised if all three of those, or at least two of which, applies to some drawn to the reading, where Spirit's saying, yeah, you have options. Yes, you are a good-looking, talented, valuable soul and energy, especially at this point along your path, in that tying into how much you've transformed and how important you truly are as a person, as a soul. And so why wouldn't you at least keep your options open or think about the options otherwise outside of what you're dabbling in or what you're committed to currently? It doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to make a change for the future, but Spirit's saying it's okay to think about the potentials. It's okay to maybe, for some, want something, you know, more ideal or that checks off more boxes for you, while what's at hand may check off some boxes. You know what I mean? I'm also hearing you're only one person, as you're in the midst of really, giving birth to new experiences, new accomplishments, but putting in the work, watering this and that of importance, and plus some. And so I find that you're maybe thinking about how much realistically you're going to be able to keep up with or manage on your plate moving forward. And they're saying it may not necessarily be all that you are able to manage, but maybe finding certain times to cut out for healing and rest, and then maybe getting more done throughout some other days and weeks, if that makes sense. You know, you're not an Energizer bunny, and you're needing to, again, redevelop that balance in it all in order to live more for some, or maybe to have, a better schedule or schedules at hand. You get the point. The number 30, look up the angel number meaning of the number 30. And also going back to this card, your happiness with the rainbow is a huge part of this time for you. They're saying you shine the brightest, you are even more gorgeous, attractive, magnetizing when you are the happiest version of yourself. And there's something about certain aspects of this Tuesday and surrounding it that just make you either laugh, smile. Don't be surprised if part of that is somebody, if not a couple different people you connect with, or social media playing into it. You know, I have my favorite TikTokers who are just naturally funny, and it plays into my mood shifting in the right direction sometimes. But to get ready to wrap up this reading, the King of Swords, because I find that you are, bold and confident. You're maturing quite nicely, even more so. There's maybe even a focus on you being a bit guarded, a bit overly protective in regards to yourself, which is both good and bad. But I find that you as well are, thinking about what you don't see. There's something you know or have felt or feeling throughout this Tuesday that is accurate, but you don't have physical seeing kind of evidence in regards to it, at least not yet, if that makes sense. And so this is a day that really highlights that you feel things accurately. You don't need to see it firsthand or fully in order for you to believe and remember that that was accurate, right? But as well, I find that you are at least a bit burnt out or tired, for some exhausted. And so this really highlights what you need to be doing less of, more of, in regards to feeling more so alive, right? Less weighed down or heavy. But it does feel like you are embodying a good amount of patience throughout this day. I don't know why I'm getting that. There's a super chill, coasting, patient vibe about you, and that's paying off as well. While the day, once again, as we wrap up this reading, reinstills the balance and the beauty, or at least the awareness of the beauty within your individual world. All right? So those are your messages for this upcoming Tuesday. I hope this was truly helpful. I am sending you so much love and light.